John D. Rockefeller remains one of history's most polarizing figures, a titan whose influence transcends the Gilded Age. His name evokes both awe for his business acumen and disdain for his ruthless tactics. We must critically examine his profound impact on society, an impact that continues to shape our world. His business practices, once revolutionary, laid the groundwork for modern corporate structures. Rockefeller did not merely build an empire, he engineered a new paradigm for industrial capitalism. His strategies became the foundational blueprints for how corporations operate today. The system he helped forge is not a relic of the past, it is the very framework within which we live. Understanding Rockefeller is not just a historical exercise, it is an essential step in comprehending the economic forces that define our present. His legacy is not simply a story of wealth, but a narrative of systemic creation. Rockefeller's genius extended far beyond simply building a successful oil company, Standard Oil. He was an architect of unprecedented business models. His innovations were not mere tactics, but strategic frameworks that would be adopted and adapted for generations. He pioneered methods that became the foundational blueprints for future corporations across diverse industries. Standard Oil was less a company and more a living laboratory for industrial organization. It demonstrated how immense scale and systematic control could yield unparalleled power. These strategies, once radical, are now commonplace, embedded in the DNA of global enterprises. They represent a core argument for Rockefeller's lasting, inescapable influence. His methods provided a template for achieving dominance and maximizing profit in a competitive landscape. Rockefeller's mastery of vertical integration was a cornerstone of Standard Oil's dominance. He sought control over every single aspect of the oil industry. This meant owning not just the oil wells, but also the refineries, the pipelines, the railroad tank cars, and even the retail outlets. From the moment crude oil was extracted to its final sale as kerosene, Standard Oil managed the entire process. This comprehensive control allowed him to eliminate inefficiencies and reduce costs at every stage. It also effectively squeezed out competitors who could not match his scale or internal pricing. By controlling the entire supply chain, Rockefeller gained an unparalleled ability to dictate prices. This strategy maximized profits by cutting out middlemen and ensuring a steady, cost-effective flow of product. It was a revolutionary approach to industrial organization. The model of vertical integration was subsequently replicated across various industries, from steel to automotive manufacturing. It led directly to the powerful conglomerates that dominate markets today. Modern companies still employ this strategy to secure supply chains and enhance market power. Beyond controlling the supply chain, Rockefeller aggressively pursued horizontal integration. This involved the ruthless acquisition or driving out of competitors in the same stage of production, primarily refining. He would buy out rivals, often at bargain prices, or undercut them until they collapsed. This relentless consolidation led to the creation of a near monopoly in the American oil refining industry. Standard Oil controlled an estimated 90% of the nation's refining capacity by the late 1880s. Such dominance gave it immense leverage over transportation and distribution. This practice, while incredibly effective for Standard Oil, later became the primary target of antitrust laws. The Sherman Antitrust Act of 1890 was a direct response to the unchecked power of trusts like Rockefeller's. It aimed to prevent such monopolistic control. Rockefeller's actions demonstrated the sheer power of consolidation in a nascent industrial economy. They revealed the potential for unchecked corporate power to stifle competition and dictate terms to an entire market. This raised fundamental questions about economic fairness and opportunity. This pattern of consolidation continues in modern times, albeit under different regulatory frameworks. It is evident with tech giants and other dominant players who acquire smaller competitors to expand their market share. The lessons of Rockefeller's horizontal integration remain highly relevant. Rockefeller possessed an almost obsessive dedication to efficiency and cost control. He meticulously streamlined every process within Standard Oil, from refining techniques to transportation logistics. His engineers constantly sought ways to extract more product from crude oil and reduce waste. This relentless drive to lower costs was a key factor in Standard Oil's ability to undercut competitors. It allowed them to offer kerosene at prices others could not match, effectively forcing rivals out of business. Efficiency was not just a goal, it was a weapon. This systematic approach contributed to the relentless pursuit of profit that characterizes modern capitalism. Every penny saved was a penny earned, and Rockefeller understood this principle profoundly. His focus on optimization became a standard for industrial management. However, this pursuit of efficiency often came at a significant cost, particularly for workers. Labor conditions could be harsh, and wages were kept low to maximize output and minimize expenses. The human element was often secondary to the bottom line. Furthermore, the environmental impact of such large-scale, cost-driven operations was often disregarded. Pollution was an accepted byproduct of industrial progress. These trade-offs between profit, labor, and environment continue to be debated in corporate practices today. The parallels with modern corporate practices like outsourcing, automation, and lean manufacturing are striking. Companies today still prioritize cost reduction and process optimization with the same fervor Rockefeller exhibited. His legacy is evident in every efficiency report and supply chain analysis. John D. Rockefeller is often lauded for his immense philanthropy, particularly in his later years. He gave away vast sums of money, establishing institutions like the University of Chicago and the Rockefeller Foundation. These contributions profoundly impacted education, medicine, and public health. However, a critical examination suggests his philanthropy served a dual purpose. While genuinely beneficial, it also significantly improved his public image. After years of being vilified as a robber baron, his charitable giving helped to soften his public perception. His philanthropy also helped to legitimize his immense wealth, presenting it as a force for good rather than a product of exploitation. It offered a moral justification for the vast fortunes accumulated through his aggressive business practices. This narrative helped to reshape public opinion. Crucially, Rockefeller's philanthropy shaped institutions like education and healthcare in ways that often aligned with his values and interests. He funded research and educational programs that supported a capitalist, meritocratic worldview. His influence extended beyond mere financial support. This raises profound questions about the influence of wealthy individuals on societal structures. When private wealth dictates the direction of public good, whose interests are truly served? The power to shape institutions through philanthropy remains a significant aspect of elite influence. The model of the wealthy industrialist turning philanthropist became a template for many who followed. It established a precedent where immense private fortunes could be leveraged to exert control over public discourse and institutional development. This practice continues to this day. We are all, in a very real sense, living within the economic framework that Rockefeller helped to create. His innovations were not isolated events. They were foundational shifts that redefined how business operates. The system he pioneered is characterized by powerful, often global corporations. This system is defined by relentless competition, where market share and efficiency are paramount. Companies constantly strive to outmaneuver rivals, often through strategies directly traceable to Rockefeller's playbook. The drive for dominance is an inherent feature. It is a system driven by an unwavering focus on profit maximization, often above all else. Every decision from product development to labor practices is scrutinized through the lens of financial return. This relentless pursuit of profit is a direct descendant of Rockefeller's operational philosophy. This framework also carries the potential for significant wealth inequality, a stark reality of the Gilded Age that persists today. The concentration of capital and power in the hands of a few is an inherent outcome of unchecked corporate growth and consolidation. The structures he built facilitated this disparity. Rockefeller's legacy shapes our lives in countless ways, from the products we consume to the institutions that educate us and care for our health. The very structure of modern industry, finance, and even philanthropy bears his indelible mark. His influence is woven into the fabric of our daily existence. It is incredibly difficult to escape the fundamental structures he helped establish, even if we wish to. The principles of scale, efficiency, and market control are deeply embedded in our economic DNA. They are the invisible rules governing much of our commercial world. Understanding John D. Rockefeller is not about hero worship or condemnation, but about critical reflection. We must examine the long-term consequences of the business practices he pioneered. These strategies, while driving immense economic growth, also created profound societal challenges. His methods highlight the enduring tension between individual ambition and collective well-being. They force us to confront the ethical implications of unchecked corporate power and the pursuit of profit at any cost. This historical lens offers vital insights into contemporary debates. We must acknowledge their profound impact on society, both positive and negative. By dissecting Rockefeller's legacy, we gain a clearer understanding of the forces that continue to shape our economic landscape. This knowledge is essential for anyone seeking to navigate or influence the modern world.